What is going on YouTube? Today I have an awesome video for you guys. I have the ESR hybrid magnet case. Now, if you haven't heard of ESR before, they make some of my favorite products for my iPhone. For example, one of my favorite portable 3-in-1 chargers. This is a Qi 2 charger, believe it or not. So it charges up your iPhone or whatever MagSafe accessory you have. Open it up, it's got a little magnet there for the buds, and then it's got a little USB type C for the Apple Watch, and I have like a Qi 2 charger. Oh, and by the way, when I say USB type C for the Apple Watch, I mean this. So it like actually is like dual purpose, and then you could just plug that in, bada bing bada boom, and then when you're all done, just take that off. Look how slim that is. Super awesome. So I say all that to say that ESR is one of the brands that I absolutely love. I have their wireless chargers all over my house, in my car, on my desk. But one thing I have not tried are their cases. So I'm very, very excited to get into this. Full disclosure, ESR did send this out to me for review. But, you know, obviously all these thoughts are my own. So let's get into this. Okay. So we have a classic series designed for MagSafe, 3x military grade protection, versatile stash stand. I think that's pretty neat. And then you have MagSafe compatibility, shows you how that little stand works, and 3x military, versatile stash, strong magnetic lock. Okay, easy peasy. Let's get in here. Alrighty, nothing else in the box there. Let me set this up to the side for dramatic effect. Boom. Alright, so you have, what is this? Some instructions. Oh, it's telling you like how to properly set it up so you don't drop your phone. Okay. Interesting. So it's saying when you have it in these certain angles, tapping at these points will tip it over. Now, I'm not like a physics major, but I think you'll get it. You know, you'll understand not to give her a poke when you know, it gets a little tippity. So we'll get into that. I think that's kind of common sense, but you know, I'll show you guys exactly what they're referring to. What do we have here? Easy replacement with no return needed. For damage during shipping, wrong or missing item doesn't work or fit properly, quality or performance not as expected. So that is pretty awesome. You get a 24-month warranty for ESR products. Gotta love that. Fortunately for all of my ESR products, none of them have broken. I've had them, I think, a couple years for some things, so definitely no issue with quality. Unleash the full power of MagSafe. Yeah, see, now this middle thing is what I have in my living room, and it is super awesome. I have a car mount similar to this, and then you guys obviously saw my little 3-in-1 doohickey, which I absolutely love. Now let's get into the main star of the show here, if you will. Alright, so we got ourselves a nice black color, and right off the bat, I am shocked at how like lightweight this case is. Now, I have the 17 Pro Max. This thing is kind of a chunkster, so whenever you could shave off some lbs, you know, I'm gonna take it. Now, let's get into the build quality here. Let's go around the case. You have little button, not exactly cutouts, but it looks like they're gonna lay right on top of your buttons there. Going around the case, It looks like you have built-in bumpers, speaker grills, port, speaker grills, bumper, a lanyard point, and then you have a camera, not a cutout, but an actual capacitive button there, which is neat. And then you have the Siri sleep wake button thingamajig. Actually feels a little smaller. No, I'm going crazy. It's about the same size. And then ESR magnetic case. All right, let's quit joshing around. See what this is all about here. Nice snug fit right off the bat. That is how the black is going to look. I think that looks pretty snazzy. All in all, very precise cutouts there. I do find it interesting. Someone asked me or brought it up in my Taurus video that there wasn't like a 2-point thing to wear it like a necklace like Apple has on some of their cases. I didn't know people actually desired such a thing. So yeah, this does not have that for that one guy who asked about it. But the star of the show, you have a little cutout here to put your finger. Ugh. Well, that is pretty secure, so that is not going to accidentally come out. Did you hear that? Let me get my finger in there again. Yeah, that is very secure. And there you go. You also can do one of these numbers, but then check this out. If you do that, it tips over. That is the silliness that is right here. I think it's kind of like, you know, before they put that coffee is hot on McDonald's cups, that person like put their hand in it and burned their hand off and won $1 million. This is like what this feels like to me. But I mean, I guess you gotta have it there for that one person who's gonna do that and knock their phone off of a table or something like that. And I know a lot of people are very concerned about the plateau safety. I don't really think you need to have a plateau completely guarded. I kind of like the open plateau because when you do that, it just kind of feels like you have like an old iPhone. I embrace the look. I love. I was gonna say love. I guess I appreciate the new Pro Maxes and the Pros look. So why not flaunt it off? As long as the case that you have has a good razivity, which this seems to have, then you should be golden. And when you put this on a table, let me move my keyboard's wrist rest real quick. It is not going to move around when you type. So that is definitely a welcome addition, is that nice, smooth, straight thingamajig plateau. Future Steven here. I've had this case for a couple of days, and I have to say I am kind of shocked, embarrassed, bamboozled that I did not realize at first that this is a protective layer of plastic over the plateau. Now usually the cases I've seen kind of like cover it like that, make it look like an iPhone 16 and below. This keeps the, integrity of the aesthetics while also providing protection. So that is very cool. And, I got this camera in front of me and the phone. I'm looking through a tiny little viewfinder at the phone. This feels really good for the material that it is. And honestly, if you're looking at it, see, like that from a distance, you cannot even tell that there's protection there. So if you want your plateau protected, this is definitely a good case for you. Very solid case. I highly recommend this. Now let me check the MagSafe compatibility. let's just come full circle, get our Qi 2 charger out here. Boom. And just that, isn't that pretty neat? Fold it flat. You got your MagSafe charging there, and as you can see, that is not budging at all. So all in all, I really do like this case. And for those of you that may be wondering, yes, I have the Taurus case. I made a video on that. You can go and check it out. I feel like this is a minimal version of this, and like everyone loves this little doohickey thing, but I think having it tucked away in this little bezel here is such a nice subtle flex to have that. I mean, that is a very cool and unique implementation of a built-in phone stand, because one thing that I'm not the biggest fan of Taurus cases is because they add that, it does add a little thickness. I do feel like this is like the maximum amount of thinnessity, if you will, and it's added to the visor, the plateau, instead of adding a little bit of thickness to the case, but you're not giving up on that protectivity, which I think is a huge W in my book. So let me know down in the comments below what you think of this. There you go. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of the ESR hybrid magnetic case. I think that this thing is very awesome. If you pick it up, I do believe you will enjoy it. It's very nice, minimal, little details that matter. See that little raised edge on the corner? Those little bumpers, hidden away stand. I think you guys are gonna like this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Again, leaving a like, sub, and comment goes a long way in supporting the channel. I will have links for these products in the description down below. If you purchase those, they also support the channel because they will be Amazon affiliate links. Other than that, drop a comment. Love hearing from you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.